Hey everybody! Alright, so let this thing populate up. Give it a minute. Got a new thing. Best question wins the 9 Lives t-shirt. And we got new t-shirts too. We actually have some new ones. So let this thing just kind of populate up a little bit. So welcome, kind of. I don't know what I normally do for the first 5 minutes of the videos. It's always like waiting for a bunch of people to pop in. So there we go. Now we're cooking. Now we got some people coming in here. Hey everybody! So what we're doing today is we're going over the new Sturdy Boy kit for the 350Zs. It's a pretty cool kit. There's going to be probably lots of questions in it. We're going to cover lots of topics like how does it mount to the car, what kind of accessories do you need, why is it shaped like this, that kind of stuff. We're going to go over all those topics and and then basically let you guys see the product for the first time, really. These are, of course, the Sturdy Boy kits. We do have these made. I think we have some in stock, but either way, if we don't, they've all been sold, but we have made them, so they do exist in the wild, is really the point. So what do you get? What sets this apart from anything else on the market? One, it's really well engineered and it's really light. There was a gentleman online today that had a Mustang kit, and he was saying, he built it all himself, and it wound up being like 30, 40 pounds, somewhere around there, which is, fairly weighty. These things come in, the splitters weigh about 12 pounds, and then of course the bracketry is only a couple pounds. I'd say, probably about 5 pounds max. So, a really lightweight and disposable front splitter kit. If you're going to go any lighter than this, of course that means carbon, and carbon ain't cheap. So, can you make Matt from Soho start racing again? I can. He reached out to me. They did want to go do Pikes Peak, but we definitely want to see Matt come back to the normal track. But yeah, I'd love to see Matt keep going. This would be perfect for his car. So this splitter in particular is the Nismo splitter. This one is, I want to say, the normal one is 5 inches sticking out. This one's closer to 9, and it sticks. The very front of it, right about here on the Nismo bumper, sticks out about 3 inches. Actually, I have Nismo bumper right here. Let's give it a shot. Just stick this on and see what happens. That goes there, that goes over here. There we go. Yeah, so that one's, there we go. So that's just placed down there. Yeah, it's sticking out about 3 inches right here. But overall, it's about 9 inches deeper than your standard 350Z splitter. So we need to pop this guy off, just so we can keep seeing what we're seeing. So yeah, there will be two versions of the splitter available. One for the Nismo V3 and one that we're going to call the standard. The standard's for the stock bumper. And if you're racing NASA or any of the classes that have splitter rules, get the standard. We say that really because the standard is built in CFD to match the wing. The Nismo's nice little extra bump out, but it's built to match the wing. So if you're going to do TT5 or one of these lower horsepower classes where you can't do like a dual element or something like that, then you want to do the smaller splitter. See what else we got. I see questions rolling in, but they roll up too fast. Don't scratch my bumper. I'll scratch it. Can you fit the V2 bumper? So if you have this is the V3, the V2 bumper also uses a standard because the V3 sticks out further. The V2's much more standard size. So V1, which is just a lip, V2, new normal stock bumper, get the standard splitter. That's the right size. And I kind of hate how everyone kind of goes, oh, what's the inch on it? What's the total inch on it? It's different because the edges of this splitter, let me move this a little this way and down a little. right. So if you look at the edges of these splitters here, this side sticks way out on the side. So, so if you got like a 5-inch splitter out here, you're probably closer to like 6 or 7. We did that because on the Z's, this outside edge actually made a lot of good downforce, which is rare. Normally on the sides of a splitter, like on the Corvettes and Miatas, stuff like that, it doesn't do anything. So we kept it nice and tight to the body and that kind of stuff. But on these cars, they liked the extra space out in the corner, which if you look at all the aftermarket offerings for Nissan bumpers, they do the same thing. They kind of go way out wide outside. The C West and I think the Ings, those things, they all go wide out on the side. So that's why you see those guys do that. But yeah, so this will fit with with those lip kits. Let's see. We got a lot of questions flying through, and my screen to read them is small. What's up, Reed? Cancel. Flipping through here. How do the downforce numbers compare to the normal, between the normal and the Nismo? We didn't run the Nismo yet, so we just kind of made the splitter bigger to fit the bumper. That's why we're saying run the standard. That's one we have run. The Z's did not like making front downforce. So don't put it, if you put a giant wing on these cars, you're in the wrong. Don't do it. Like I even kind of worry about my guys doing like dual elements on these things. Do a normal 9 lives wing, and then we got to start really focusing on bringing the front back down, because the fronts of these cars did not like making downforce. Let's see what else we got here. Don't scratch my bumper. Sorry guys, flipping through this. Okay, so what we're gonna do, oil cooler lines going. So Chris actually brought up a good point on the intercooler lines. The oil cooler lines run through here. The power steering lines do too, especially on the earlier cars. Those power steering lines run right here. So what we did on the Sturdy Boys, I'm gonna bring you in. There you go, good rocking motion. So on the Sturdy Boys, let's see if I can get to focus. So you can see right here, there we go. So you can see right here on the Sturdy Boys, we added a flap here, which is doesn't look like that big of a deal, but this allows you to run oil coolers and oil lines, power steering lines over the front of the Sturdy Boy. Even gives you a spot to mount, like if you want to mount an intercooler to it, you can. It just kind of gets rid of that really sharp edge like you'd find here that would cut a line. So it kind of gives you a nice soft, wide pad to distribute the load on it. So yeah, so your power steering line, stuff like that, is not going to be an issue. Man, this mount is sweet. It works great. So yeah, so that works great for that. Man. Have you considered making thicker splitter? The thing for me to read is like right in the middle. So I gotta like lean. Have you considered making a thicker splitter with an asymmetrical cambered airfoil leading edge? So the leading edge isn't really the big deal. The leading edge is kind of, hit or miss. It's a flat plane. The trailing edge is where you kind of get your performance, because this makes a good amount of downforce. The first like 4 or 6 inches of the splitter is what makes it a lot of downforce. After that, it kind of tapers off. So that's where the splitter ramps come in, and that's what would go in these areas, which these splitters would be pre-cut out for. It gives you that airfoils type, ramp of airflow leaving, which entices more downforce. So, so making it, a leading edge on here, I don't think it'll give us too much of a big deal, but having it leave here definitely does, and that's a proven winner for making more front downforce. And great question, Sean. Cool. So give you kind of got the questions are starting to quiet up, so I'll let that refresh. Let's go over the entire Sturdy Boy kit, what you get. So I'm going to bring this over. So first thing you get is, of course, the Sturdy Boys themselves, which is this bracketry. You get one on the left, one on the right. It is height adjustable in here, so you can get it to match any kind of bumper you'd like, split, lip kits, stuff like that. it'll be able to match it. And so you get 2 of those, and then on the outside edge here, you get 2 of our splitter support rods. Those are available separately, and they're for 35 bucks, so they're reasonably priced. But you can definitely get, but that'll come with your kit. And it'll come with a bracket that attaches to your, just underneath your headlight there. You just kind of tighten it up and bring that side of the splitter up. Keeps it all nice and rigid, because remember, that's the whole point. If you have a floppy splitter, it's not doing you any good because it's just flopping around. You need it to be super rigid. That's why this core material that we use is so important. And then I'm going to take you guys on a little tour underneath. AOA adjustable. You don't. AOA adjustable splitter. No, don't do that. It's you leave it fixed. You leave the front static the way we built it, and then you tune the wing. So the wing is adjustable, the front is static. If you think you can start tuning with splitters, you're going to need the software that we got, just because it's very difficult to tell if you have good front downforce just by the seat of the pants. It doesn't translate as well as like a rear downforce does. Like rear downforce, you can feel the car move all the time. Front is kind of like it understeers just a little bit less, which is a lot harder to tell, because you can just steer through it. You can steer around it. So it's a lot harder for it to show its face, I'd say. I do shape my, yeah. If you wanted to shape your front end, I mean, that's cool. Like we add definitely a little chamfer to the front of ours to kind of get a little bit smaller. But yeah, anytime you can get rid of a hard edge, it's good. So let's go underneath. So there we go, under the belly of the beast. So you see it's got, these are, the intern did it and he left the extra long screws in, so my bad. And then, so it is a 2-piece splitter. So you have your front piece and your rear piece. It goes all the way back to your axle center line, so it's legal for a lot of road classes. And here's the kicker, it even attaches in 2 more points underneath the chassis. So at the end of the day, being rigid is the whole point. So you have, 1 and 2 mounting points. You have 3 and 4 on the top, and then 5 and 6 underneath. So it's a lot of mounting points. And the guys were asking about oil changes. The easy way to change your oil is pop these 5 bolts off. Just use a zip gun. Pop these bolts off here, and then your oil change stuff is right above this panel, and that'll just come off. So you don't need to remove the front of your sturdy boy or your splitters off at all. You can just kind of get to it from back here. It makes it a nice, easy thing to do. So, we go out there. Cool. All right, so we kind of went over the whole thing. Let me put you back in your holding place. You guys do not like it when I shake you up a lot. This thing. There we go. And back. Yeah, prime example of plexi. Can this be used with pressure? Awesome. Quick release mounts. So the quick release mounts are neat. They're definitely cool, and I get really kind of pissed at them because I'm like, man, I wish I would have thought of that first, because it's a great idea. But the couple things I don't necessarily like about having a single pin for your splitter, right? And what I mean is like that quick release kind of grabs onto a single pin. What I don't like about it is it rocks, right? So like Chris said, on the AOA could be changing a lot, and so to stop it from doing that, you have to add a lot of supports to it. And those supports, add weight, blah, blah, that kind of stuff, but you're always kind of trying to get everything lined up right, and that can be kind of a pain in the ass to get it nailed. So can you use it with a quick disconnect? Yeah, you can. We might come out with one later on this, but don't hold your breath too long on it. Frankly, every time we've done a quick disconnect, it's done 2 things. It's made the splitter really floppy and hard to be really rigid. And every time we do a solid mount like this, it just locks in perfectly. So and we can lock in the AOA, we can lock in everything just from just kind of skipping the quick release parts. If you need help loading it on your trailer, top tip, get a big tire. Go on, split it with a buddy that has the same car you do. Go on eBay, get yourself some 26-inch Rams, split it so he's getting 2 and you're getting 2, and stick them on the front of your car. That'll raise the front of your car like 4 inches. It might hit in the trailer, but it lifts the front of the car up. You can get it on. Honestly, it's a trick that a lot of the top teams use that have carbon splitters built into the chassis. They'll put on tiny little back tires like on all the TCR cars because they don't fit in the trailer because the cars are so big. So they'll put tiny wheels on the back, and it lowers the back end so they can get it into the haulers. So I always like, and you don't want to tow with your race tires on because usually you come in the pits, it's Sunday, it's 5 o'clock, you want to go home, you're done, you've been running for 2 days, you just want to throw it on the trailer and go home. I'm telling you, don't take those super hot race tires and then strap them down. Every time I've done that, I've gotten a weird flat spot in them, and they just don't last that long. So you want to take your tires off anyway. Get yourself some big old chromy forecast monster rims and some big tire, and just have it lift. It'll lift the entire car a couple inches, easy. Yeah, race ramps, absolutely. Yeah. If you're bougie and you got some race ramps, wood also helps too. But I'll show you what this thing's up on. Yeah, it's race ramps. So yeah, the race ramps also help load it up. If you guys got anything else, now's the time to hit me. And now how about the fender vents? You want to see the fender vents? All right, let me move you around a little bit, and we'll let the splitter questions add up one more time. So this is what so check this out. Got all my cardboard left over from doing this, so it's a bit of a mess. So this is Chris's car, and that's my desk. So I have to sit here and look at Chris's car all day long. And Chris reached out to me about how to make more front downforce before we made the splitter, and I was like, get the air out. The idea is that you want to get all the air that's under the car out of the car. So the number one mistake I see everyone make is they like to get parts airflow. They like to get a direct airflow. What they screw up on is that air has to leave then, right? So it's a two-part equation. It has to come in and it has to leave. If you stop it from leaving, you're not going to make any downforce because the air's going to get stagnant, it's going to get slowed down, and that's not what we want. We want it to go fast. So the easy way on the splitter to get more air out is to vent your wheel wells. The front edge of the Z bumpers actually blows air away, so it does a really nice job of creating a low pressure back here. And then what else you want to do is help it leave, so give it more room to go. And Chris reached out to me and he's like, all right, I'm going to do it. So he came through and, like a banshee, and added these little parts up here. He kind of cut and screwed a bunch of stuff in there, and looking at this, doing the fabrication I have done, that drives me mad. So what I did instead is this is only half of it. This is just the top half. Tomorrow we're going to be doing the bottom half. I forgot all my hammers at home. Metalworking is a hobby for me, or metal shaping. So we went through and built up just a nice clean panel that fits on in that area. Tomorrow we're going to be metal shaping like a cup down in this area, but it just kind of cleans up the whole area, so that way you just cut, put this on, and then we'll probably be doing a couple either rivets or riv nuts up here, and then it'll be reaching underneath, and we'll put a couple more down here just to hold it still. But it just kind of cleans the whole area up, and then we're going to finish trimming it and sand it, powder coat it, so that way it's just a nice looking piece at the end. Kind of just makes it look nice. But yeah, so that's we call those the Chucky hose, because I think that's pretty good. But yeah, it'll end up looking like that when it's done. At least somewhere similar to it. So yeah, so there we go. Oh man, we got a whole bunch more questions. Hey, David. Take it easy on me. I did. I took it easy on you, Chris. Whoop. Use as a plug to make a mold. So I talked to the carbon guys because I was like, hey, here, I'll hand you this. You use it as a plug and make a mold off. And they're like, no. So I guess on aluminum, you can kind of get like these little spots here. It's like a little dent, which is really hard to see on camera. There you go. Now I got the light on it. But they said that that'll show through in carbon really easy. So what we're going to do instead is either one, scan it and then use the CNCs to cut them, fix the flaws in it and use CNCs to cut a mold and then do carbon. I'm going to try to, once I get done with this, build a box so it sits kind of like this and then use vacuum forming so we can use, get a plastic mold out of it and just kind of be able to bang out a bunch of these, make them out of plastic. So that's kind of the idea. Yeah, send you the invoice. Grant Rogers wants to send also. Yeah, I know it. I made these, just to like clean it up, and I swear it's probably the hottest thing that people are looking for on the website right now. I'm like, oh, I gotta hurry up and get these built. So those will be the final part will be done tomorrow, and you'll be able to see what it looks like before getting powder coated. Keep watching our Facebook page and our Instagram, and we'll get those made up. So that and then yeah, I do want to do it as a vacuum form piece, so we can do it out of plastic, and then we can just bang out a whole bunch of them. That way everyone can have a set, and it doesn't take us too long to build, and that means it doesn't take you guys too long to get them. Let's see what else we got here. Just flipping through questions. Okay, so that's pretty good. Cancel. Keep sending me that stuff. All right, so that's pretty good. That's everything on the 350Z splitter kit in the Sturdy Boys, which we'll kind of go back to there. And of course, if you have any more questions on the Sturdy Boys, how to get it, you can get these are available right now on the website. The guys are in the back right now coating them up. If you have one ordered and you're waiting on it, funny story, we lost boxes. So we had them all made. We have them all made. We couldn't ship them because we had no boxes, and we couldn't find our damn box guy. Wouldn't answer his phone. We couldn't even get the factory to call us back, which is a bit weird. So we sent an intern down to go bang on the door, and he was wandering around looking for our boxes and everything. And lo and behold, today boxes showed up. So if you've been waiting on your Sturdy Boy kit, don't worry about it. They're going to be shipping really soon, because we do have the boxes now. But yeah, so yep, and then if you're looking to get, like these are available separately. If you order 350Z kit, this apparatus will come with it. But if you need some splitter support rods or cables, like we use these really nice stainless ones that can bend and take an impact, but are also super strong. Those are available for $35 on 9livesracing.com. And yeah, other than that, I hope you guys go out there and drive fast. Thanks.